So what is a sense of place and why is it important in design? A sense of place in design fosters a connection between people and their environment, and in doing so enhances their experience.
It adds cultural, emotional and functional dimensions, making spaces more meaningful and tailored to specific context, ultimately enriching the overall design impact.
Because it adds a depth to how a design is experienced, gardens with a thought-out sense of place are often memorable and oftentimes even famous. Sissinghurst Castle in Kent and Hidcote Manor in Gloucestershire are good examples in the UK. Worldwide, we've got the Kyoto Imperial Palace Gardens and we've got Butchart Gardens in Canada as worldwide examples. Today we are exploring the sense of place at Red Cow Farm in New South Wales, Australia. In order to do so, we need to understand a little bit about the local history. This area was originally inhabited by the Gundagara people. European settlement started in the 1820s. It was farm dwellings. The area quickly became known for its fertile land and for its agricultural practices.
While other villages in the Southern Highlands have moved on with the times, this hamlet retains the essence of those historic times. The beautiful rolling green hills and trees today are not part of the original Sutton Forest. They're the result of land clearing and pasture improvement over 100 years and the plantings by former residents wishing to recreate the idyllic landscape of England remembered. It's no coincidence that the gardens have a very European feel. Crabapple Walk, the Beech Walk, the Hazelnut Walk and the Orchard recall the hankering for England that is tied to this place.
As people settled, various religious denominations came in. Widespread around the garden are many religious artefacts. Some of the rooms also have religious overtones, including their names, the figurines. The rose gardens feel very traditional and a throwback to the past. Materials used, like the brick and the rocks in the wisteria walkway, for example, they feel very aged. I think they're reclaimed materials. As I understand it, the bridge was newly built, but it was built using old timber.
All these things contribute to a sense of place. There are 20 rooms or areas inside Red Cow Farm Garden, which means there's plenty of variety within. There is an orchard, a bog garden, a grassland / prairie bit, for example. Bridge Island in the middle of the lake is set to an Acer Grove. There are some immensely colourful borders on each side in the Flower Walk, which lead into the Hazelnut Walk.
This is the Hazelnut Walk, and it's really lovely to enter here and feel rested. Actually, it's shaded and the shapes of the trunks are really conducive to avenues. It's in a crossroads format, and having just walked from a really decorative, colourful walkway, it's a lovely little way to transition into another of the colourful rooms.
The churchyard and graveyards now, with their time-worn headstones and footstones, seem central to the atmosphere of historical Sutton Forest. Who could these people have been, and what were their lives like? We see the religious imagery drawn upon in 2 rooms in particular at Red Cow Farm. These are the Abbess's Garden and the Monastery Garden. So, strong religious reference in the name. We have female energy of the nuns reflected in the statue choice. The doorway here we see arched and church-like, the window too. The shape echoed again in the topiary. The box boundaries shape and contain the overflowing riot of roses, nicotiana, salvia. It does feel like a garden where time has stood still. The monastery garden, quite similar in style but with male energy. Formal in layout but romantic tumbling planting. Again, primarily a rose garden. Historical and cultural references can really help to foster a sense of place. Names are another way of doing this. Owners Ali Mentesh and Wayne Morrissey have retained the name Red Cow Farm, which is the original name given to the cottage by George Sewell when it was built. It references the breed of cows grazing in the surrounding paddocks. I didn't see any red cows while I was there, but I did see a lot of other cow breeds, and it's clearly still a big cow farming place.
So how might you go forward and cultivate a sense of place in your own garden design? You can choose native plants, not exclusively, but it can help to cultivate a sense of place. You can include natural features, also to embrace the architectural style of the region, to incorporate local materials, Engaging with your local community and certainly respecting the environment, and particularly to pay attention to the stories and the history of the place and to integrate them into your design will make for an impactful garden design.